So in today's lesson, we did a column list of our character and the different interpretations of what our characters like and what our other characters thinks about our character and what our character thinks about itself. Also, we did identified key lines from scenes and identified scene objectives. So we started off with a recap like we always do, and our first question was, why did you play a character timeline? I think we did character timeline, it's just so we have a general understanding of what our character is like. Especially if you got a role that you didn't think you were going to get. So it just helps to have an understanding of what your character goes through. And I think the whole play is about transitioning, and I think every character transitions. So with mine, I think the transitioning is she's getting to that point where she's stressing out a little bit more. So she starts off and she's dead calm, and then next minute she's getting very agitated until she turns into this bridezilla kind of character. Overall, it's just to get an understanding of the character, and also I think how you're going to portray that character within the scene. So last lesson I identified how I was going to portray my character's transition by using it more in the body and in the facial expressions too. The next question was, how are you going to apply the new knowledge to rehearsals? Now I know how she transitions, I also know how I want to portray it and show that transition. So once it comes to rehearsals and once we start getting everything on the feet, I can then start experimenting more with the body and with the facials. What questions do you have about your character? I don't think I really have any questions about my character. I think those will kind of happen throughout the rehearsals, how do I portray this bit and the relationships. I still don't understand the scene objectives. Sometimes also a bit of the relationships. If I know for a fact how I want to show with Laura we're not as close friends, but I also want to show that she's in the group and that she's not left out. I don't think Amy would be like that. I think she would be accepted of her even though she's not a best mate. And I don't know how I'm going to portray that, and also how we're going to show the whole play is over 18 months and it's that long. But I think that's something that will happen during rehearsals and once we start going over it. Why do we have why is it important to pick out key lines? I think it's just so you identify what's important for your character. It helps to understand your objective as well. So if you have an objective, your key line would match your objective. It also just tells you what's going on in the scene, and then you have an understanding. And once you come to going over when you're going over lines, and you see that line, you go, oh, okay, so it's from this scene, and this is what I'm going to portray in this scene. Once we did a recap, we went through our scripts and we went by scene and named each scene. This will be on my presentation, which will be included with my blogs as well, so you will see these later on. Once we got that, we picked out all our key lines from each scene that we're in as well, and then we also answered the questions of what obstacles does our character have to overcome, and how will you overcome or achieve these obstacles, and what's your interpretation of pronoun. This will also be in my presentation, but by doing this I just feel I have a better understanding of the play, my character, the relationships, and I just feel each week and each lesson we're getting a better understanding, and we're understanding more about transgender as well. We're learning a whole new topic and it is helping us, and I'm also doing extra research on transgender as well, and just having a better understanding of that helps to come into the lesson. And it also helps when reading the play, you understand the play a bit more and how Dean's feeling, and then the different relationships as well. So it's good. It's all good. Afterwards, we also did a column list, which will be on my presentation. But some here that I'll pick out is what your character says about self. A lot of them is about her and her transitioning. So one line is, I'm going to be a wife. I see that being like she's a bit scared and a bit, oh my god, I'm going to be a wife. I don't think she's very like big-headed. I just think when she talks about herself, it's like she's coming to terms about things and she's being realistic. What your character says about others. I don't think she's not a nasty person. She's a very genuine kind of person, and I feel like she gets along with most people, and the things that she says are quite genuine and quite nice. What other characters say about you. These are quite nice as well. So it shows like other people have a nice relationship with Amy, and overall you get a nice feeling that Amy is a nice character, and she's a lot of people like her as well.